Hey everyone, we are here and I have a treat for you today. I have Cynthia Sosa and she is in Indianapolis, Indiana. And oh boy, she's going to tell you all about herself, Indianapolis, and everything about it. So fire away, Miss Cynthia.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, good. Just with work, but I'm okay.
You're good. So tell us about yourself, like your background, where you came from, where you lived, and how you got into real estate. How about that?
Well, I'm from Mexico. I've been living in USA for believe like 18 years. I lived
Okay.
before in Texas, and I was a full time yoga instructor.
Oh,
And then since I was living there, I wanted to be like in the real estate business. But then my husband was thinking of moving from state, and it didn't make more sense for me like take the license there because guys, like when you move from states, you need to take another test. So I say no, I don't want to do that. So I wait until we came here to Indiana, and then I took it. So I like being real estate because I like people, like the same thing with yoga. I like to talk to people. I like to, for example, these the houses right now is I'm with a builder making some videos, and the walking around the houses, the searching, the all the process with the buyer. I really love that. And what I'm saying that I'm from the buyer side, and because the perspective from that side is different than when you're selling a house for someone.
sure.
But this year, I'm trying to open my mind and possibilities to go to listing properties, and I will decide which is better for me. Yeah.
I think you'll end up with both because there's like advantages and disadvantages to both. So that's good.
Yeah, yeah, I have, yeah, yeah, I know. But
So how long
right
have you
now,
been in?
the buying part, I know it like I think a lot. So starting with the listing side, I've been doing like in the past, but I don't have like a lot of listings. So I have a past buyer who just asked me to do some things for her. So that's gonna be my chance.
There you go. That's fantastic. So tell us a little bit about your city, the areas you cover around Indianapolis, because we know Indianapolis is big and you live in the suburbs. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, actually, I don't live in Indianapolis. I live in Westville, which is a suburb from Indianapolis. And then in Westville, we have the Grand Park. So there's like
Okay.
huge thing in this area. And they have this big project and they're going to build more things around the Grand Park to try to bring more people to the park and the families and stuff. And it's gonna be crazy. And from all of the years I've been living here, the community, the Westfield community, has grown a lot. And then, of course, the prices has increased because of that. And I have you suppose, like I believe, like 3 days ago, saying that we're like in the ranking and the fourth place for best places to live in Indiana, Westfield.
Mhm.
So we're next to Carmel, which is other place that is ranking too high. And then still some people from Carmel moving to Westfield because Carmel is a little more expensive, but it's like if you're thinking to retire, it's a perfect place to come. And then other areas I can serve here is Fishers, which has same suburbs of Indianapolis and Noblesville. And we have a lot of great restaurants, Italian restaurants, Brazilian restaurants, even Mexican food, which is bad to say, but of course in Mexico is much better. But
Yes, of
but
course.
this is good. It's good. Yeah, it's good. I cannot complain.
What part of
And
Mexico are you from?
from the side of the Gulf of Mexico.
Okay.
So I was, my town is actually in a beach, like with beach. And so I miss that part. Then when we live in Texas, we have close the Sa Padre Island, just 1 hour driving. So, and the weather was so hot. And when I moved here, it's so cold. So yeah, I
It's
was
an
dying my
adjustment.
first year. Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go. So tell us, like, I know you're in a new construction, I guess. Tell us the type of houses you like to sell, obviously new construction. And I'd like to know, like, an average price of maybe a three-bedroom, two-bath, how much square footage and what would that cost in your area?
Well, actually, here right now, this is another suburb, what is called Whitestown.
Okay.
And the houses here, like, I mean, the community is nice. I was making a video for five, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. and with some kind of improvements, and there was 430. It was very good because I saw the property in Zionsville. It was 66 and without the same improvement. So it was like depending where you're trying to buy is
Sure.
depending what can you buy with the money, you know. And there are some areas like but the average price I would believe is like the 260, you know. But it
Very
depending, you know.
affordable, very affordable to other parts of the country. So how far are you from like Indianapolis airport, like from the airport there?
From my home is 45 minutes driving
Okay.
for 465.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you're like in the suburbs, which is great. So there's a little more property in the suburbs than being in the city, right?
Yeah, well, Indianapolis is nice, but it's too crowded now, you
Yes.
know. If you go to the downtown, you always have it's difficult to park. I mean,
Yes.
there's a lot of parking places, but it's not like you can just get into some place and just park in. You need to go. I have an appointment with a budget investor, and I pick like a cafeteria in Indianapolis because was better for him. And literally, I had to like round around like 3 times to park. So,
So we'll,
and
we'll
then
get to that parking situation in Indianapolis.
yeah, that's a huge, but some people like it. Some people like downtown Indianapolis, and there are some areas in Indianapolis are very nice also. And as I say, have good restaurants. We have the Spacer Stadium, and they have a lot of things also. And
Nice.
but it's depending where do you want to live or how would you like to live. You know.
Right, it's your lifestyle. So basically what I see is that when someone comes in and they want to live in the area, first of all, you're going to talk to them about their lifestyle, right? You're going to ask them a lot of
Exactly.
questions, and then you're going
Exactly.
to give them your ideas on what areas fit their criteria and their price point too, because that's always important, right?
Right.
You know, if they want to spend
Yeah.
more money or not. So,
This is the one thing like they tell you their story, you know, and then one thing in their story and other thing is how much you can afford, you know,
yes.
and
Yeah.
then we try to figure it out the area which is best for you and still good, and from that I'll send it with a loan officer or they can find one and then start the search, which is the fun part,
Yes,
and
I can see
then
you. You look like you're a lot of fun to be with, like when you're showing houses and doing videos and stuff. So I love that. Um, so my question to you is, do you also are there condos where you are and townhouses, or is it mostly single family homes?
well, no, this is trendy now to have 10 houses. They're building a lot of 10 houses. My personal view, I don't like it because I like to have like a yard, you know?
Mhm.
And the townhouses here, like kind of 3 stories. And I
Okay.
say like, well, maybe in future it's not good for me, you know.
Yeah.
I think that it then houses more for single people or just
Okay.
recently married, you know,
Yes.
because the people had kids, they are looking for a lot of space and
Yes.
backyard and you know things like that.
Oh, perfect. So where are like obviously you came from Texas to Indiana. Where are a lot of people coming from? Are there certain states or certain areas? And why are people moving to your area for jobs or relocation or why?
There's a lot of people coming from relocation. Close to where I live is this other downtown, and downtown. This town is called Kokomo, and
Okay.
there a lot of people come to that place for work. Unfortunately for them, most of those people they don't want to live there and they move to these areas, Westfield, Carmel, in around, you know.
Mhm.
And then there's a lot of people moving from this area and from California. They're moving here because it's less expensive.
Oh, a lot less expensive than
Yeah.
California for sure,
So I
girl.
say like there come some houses depending what you're looking for. They're very expensive here also, but still less expensive. You know,
Yeah.
it's depending. Yeah, a lot of people moving here. Just
Okay.
if you don't like the cold weather, you're gonna suffer a little bit.
There you go. So my next question was what when people move there, like from California or other places, what are their challenges besides the weather? Because obviously the weather you said is a little bit of challenge on people. What else?
But maybe get used to the style living here because I mean everything close like early in the at night, you know.
Yes, right?
Yeah, for example, Starbucks. Some Starbucks is 6:30 and they're closed,
Oh
and
my
they're
goodness. Yeah.
8 p.m. they're closed. And my husband and I were talking the other day about like if you go to I don't know, a show or something, and then it's late, and after that you want to go to for dinner or something, it's closed. You know, that's the difference. In California, they have a life at night, you know, and here
Right.
a little more peaceful. Hmm.
Yeah, so the vibe of where you're at is very family orientated, community
Yeah,
based, very
it
laid
is.
back, very I would just say pretty laid back is what you're saying. So I'm trying to envision where you live so that we can tell our viewers, kind of, the area is very suburban is what I'm understanding. Lots of families, you still have the young people in the townhouses, yet you have you're close enough to, if you had to work, if you had a job in Indianapolis, you could commute. Is that correct?
Yeah, for example, there's a lot of people who have worked on Indianapolis and they live in the suburbs.
Right.
So everybody moves. Like, I mean, we're in the car, we're driving. So me, for example, if I need to show a house, I will drive an hour to show houses,
Right.
which is
Is
fine.
there a lot of
Just
traffic? Is there a lot of traffic or where you are, or more just
it
in
can- the thing
Indianapolis?
is, yeah, it's depending of the hour you're driving, there's a lot of traffic, and then it's a lot of construction and 465
Okay.
delay
Yes,
you a
down that
lot.
road.
I,
Yeah.
I hate that. It's been forever. So if you go southeast, if you go north, west, north, it's better. But the
Okay.
southeast is horrible.
Got it. So
But
what industries are in your area? Like technology or medical or, you know,
like I think car industries a lot here, and technic things also. That's the most. Hmm.
yes. And I mean, I think you also are such a suburb that, people will come and live in your area of all different types of industries because they might be commuting into Indianapolis or they might be commuting 5 minutes away. So you probably have all different industries, banking and
Yeah,
technology.
of course, of course. And there's some people that still working from home, so
Yeah,
there's
working from
a
home and
little.
affordable living, right? It's pretty
Yeah,
affordable to live where you're at, you know?
it's for everybody. So yeah, you can find whatever you want here. Like people is happy, and yeah,
So
come
what do people do for fun there? Like what are some of the hobbies or what do people do?
to games. They go to games. That we have a lot of concerts, open
Okay.
concerts. They go dining, and what else they do? They go to a grand park with the kids, so they
Yes.
have everything there. It's just fun. There's a lot of things to do, depending which things you like to
Of
do. Still,
course.
it's
Of
fun. It's
course.
fun areas.
There's something for everybody, whether you like
Yeah,
sports, whether you like to go to athletic events, whether you like to go to food restaurants, whether you like to go to music concerts. And I think what's really nice is you're so close to Indianapolis. So if you really want to go to the city, like you said, you want to go to the football game, you go in there, right? If you
yeah,
want to go to concerts, might be in your park too, but they also might be in the city. So you have like a large range of things for people to do is what I'm getting.
yeah. So we have enough of everything. So
Yes,
come,
I love
move to
it.
city.
Music and restaurants. So the food scene, like you touched a little bit about different Italian restaurants. What other kinds of restaurants are in your area?
So we have Italian restaurant, we have Mexican restaurant, Brazilian, we have Thai food, Japanese food, Hindu. But like
Wow,
that's what I remember right now. But we have it's
everything, right?
yeah,
So it's kind
everything.
of like you're in an area, and even though you've got food from all across the world, like you think that you'd be in more of the suburbs, you wouldn't have as much that, but you do. You have it. You have it all.
No, there's a lot of markets you can find from whatever country you are, find things. So
I
don't
love
worry
that.
about it. Don't
That's
worry
great.
about it.
So traffic, you said, traffic and parking are challenging if you're going into Indianapolis, and there's a lot of construction going on, which means there's a lot of building going on, right? So obviously, new construction's happening a lot there too. So they're building a lot of new houses. How is the market with them building all those new houses and expanding? How is it for a resale home? Does it take a little longer? Are people doing new construction or resale?
Well, there we have some quick move-ins, and you can buy the lot, pick the lot, and build from scratch.
Mhm.
And also, you can buy houses for resale. Whatever you want to do, it's here. So you just
You
need
got
to
all the
figure it
options.
out.
I love
Yeah, a
that.
lot of options, and there are a lot of construction. A
Okay,
lot.
let's talk about the climate because you did say it gets kind of cold. So get us walk us through the weather, January, February, March, what months are winter, what months are spring, summer, and temperature.
Well, literally, we just have like 1 month and a half when it's hot. The
Okay.
rest of the year is cold. It's
Hey,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
what month is hot?
Like say July, to August,
Uh-huh. And what is hot?
September.
What is hot compared? I want to hear what your temperature of hot is.
It's 80.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's hot.
Well, it was like 80, 85 degrees here yesterday in Atlanta,
Mm.
and it's
Yeah, and we're
April,
dying.
so
Yeah, I mean the toughest one day was like 9, 5 or something, and
okay.
then September's are cooling, with jackets, things like that. Through November, then December, January is the coldest,
Do you get a
and
lot of do you get a lot of snow?
depending of, I don't know, every year is different. This year,
Yeah.
I think we have more snow, and we
Okay.
have like a good accumulation there. Last year we didn't have like a lot, but
Okay.
then
Nice.
there's one thing when I moved here, I say I like the snow. Yeah, snow. The third day I hate it. When you just shovel it, it's not fun. And mostly you're in a hurry. No. It
Okay.
is.
So when you moved here, one of your biggest challenges for you was the weather.
Well, it's mostly that the weather, and I didn't know anybody. Like I mean, in Texas, like everybody knew me. Like I was a yoga instructor. Like was
Mhm.
recognized there. When I moved here, like I can say like, "What? I'm great." So like, just show me. You know.
Are you still
So
teaching yoga now? Are you
I'm
still
still
teaching?
teaching, yeah, because that keep my sanity, calms my mind and center me, and same thing. I like to help people, and then that's I'm good at that. So I love that.
Yes, and I think having, the calmness of being a yoga teacher and connecting with people just helps you in the real estate world because a lot of people, when they're purchasing, they're stressed out, they're nervous, they're stressed, there's anxiety, and I see you're just soothing with them, you know what I mean? Just your
Yeah.
voice is soothing, so
So you look at me like, "Hey, I'm so calm, center from inside." Sometimes the transaction is very stressful, like, "Oh my God," but I'm just
but you know
relax.
how to calm yourself down, which is like a lot of people can't do that, so that's fantastic. That's
I
great.
learned like from the beginning in this career, like there are some things that I cannot change. So
Sure.
what's the point stressing me more? Just a little stress is fine, but not that high, because I
Yes.
cannot change people. I cannot change times. So
Mhm. Sure.
mhm.
So what do you enjoy to do outside of real estate besides
um,
yoga?
what
I want to hear what
watching
else.
movies, like watching movies, but at home I have a great area to do that. I'm drinking my wine as I'm watching a movie, or my coffee, depending the hour. Spending
Uh-huh.
time with my husband, so we go for dinner,
Right.
and we like to travel a lot. That's what we do.
Okay, so yeah, travel. I'm gonna get into this. So what are some of your favorite places you've been and places you want to go to?
Ooh, I'm being like a lot of places around the world. Been in
Yes.
Emirates, and been Egypt and Thailand. What else? Of course, places in Mexico, Canada, the Maldives. Like, yeah, a lot of
Oh, that's on my
places.
list. That's on my list, girl. I love to travel, so I love to hear where people have been because I'm like, okay, that's on my list now. That's on my list. So this year I'm doing Ireland and Greece, and then we're doing some Africa next year. So anyway,
Yeah.
so let's talk about I know you probably have a lot of transactions that were very rewarding and meaningful to you. Can you give our viewers an example, a story of one of your clients that was rewarding and why it was so rewarding to you and why it hit your heart?
Well, I believe my first buyer.
Okay.
Until today, we have a great relationship. She keeps sending me like referrals, and she keeps communicating with me. And I was always send people to you because I remember when we working together, like you did great work for us, and I feel good just to listen to that. Like I mean, oh, thank you. Right now, we're working together because she's trying to get into the investment side,
Okay.
and yeah, after like several years ago, I'm still there.
That's amazing. And always, I think we always have a little bit more heart for our first transaction. And how rewarding is that, that you're in your first transaction and you build this relationship, that you're continuously getting referrals from that person.
Yeah,
That's pretty
yeah,
incredible. I think that that's really shows you and shows how passionate you are about what you do and what you really let's talk about investing, because it seems like you work with some investors a little bit. Um, and what are investors looking for in your area? And what's a really good price point? So if somebody does want to invest in your area, that we can reach
but
out to.
it's depending. I have some flippers. They buy to rebuild, and then sell for a biggest price. And these people they're looking for cheap properties.
Mhm.
Like depending, there's some people they wanted like literally say find me something in 30. Like I mean, it's very difficult. It's gonna be very crappy thing. But
Yes.
they if they can do the work and they make the numbers make it work, so it's okay for them. There's other investors that buy properties for rentals, and
Okay.
they looking for like better properties to rent,
Yeah.
depending. Yeah,
Do
it's
you have a lot
depending.
of, is it mostly long-term rentals in your area, or is there mid-terms and short? Are there a lot of Airbnbs, or is it mostly long-term?
There are some Airbnbs and Carmel,
Okay.
and there's a lot of restriction right now. Things are
Yes.
changing with the Airbnb, so people are like, I don't know, we wanted to do this anymore. And but for 1 year rental, so okay, I'm gonna walk because I need to go to my car because I
Yes.
am with someone, but we can keep talking as we were
That's
like
okay.
doing.
We're almost done here. So rentals, it's mostly long-term rentals, and you do a lot with flipping, right? So you have a lot of clients who do flipping with you too as well. So I love
Well,
that.
they have some of them, some new, some I've done before. Yes.
Fantastic. Is there anything else you want to add to talk about your area that you want people to know about Indiana?
Well, no, like you can see now I'm outside. It's
It's
sunny,
windy.
it's windy. Yeah, it's windy, but it's very nice. If you pass like some days it's cool. It's a nice place to live, and you have a lot of things to do. Come and visit, and then if you wanna move, give me a call. I can
Yes,
help you with that.
absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for
Thank you for having me.
yes, I love it, but I love the house behind you too, because that actually shows your area. So there you go.
There we
Now,
go.
now you're in your car, so now that's cool. So yeah, I think a lot of people don't know how pretty Indiana is, and actually last year I went to Indianapolis, and then we went driving to some of the national, I don't know, state parks and stuff. So we went. There's so much nature there, and it's just so pretty. It really is. I think people need to come visit you, and you're close enough to the city that if you really want city activities, you can do that. But being in the suburbs is what I think is all about. And I think a lot of your clientele is all about lifestyle and just having that nice vibe, besides a little bit of coldness, right? So
Yeah, just wear a jacket, and that's okay.
yes, but I love how we're looking at the neighborhood in the back. So Cynthia, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. And if you need anybody in Westville, Carmel, Indiana, you need to reach out to Cynthia. So thank you
Yes.
so much, and you have a great day.
Thank you for thanking me. Have a great day.
Bye.